And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today I'm taking a look at Isle of Skye. This is From Chieftain to King. It is about building a Scottish clan, and yeah, that's about the rest of the theme. This is a tile placement game, think Carcassonne style, but you're trying to do different things. Every game of this is going to play out differently because the rules for scoring are going to be different. This is a lookout / Mayfair game, and you know, Mayfair games don't always inspire me with the greatest component quality, but lookout games usually do. They usually have good component quality, and this one is very nice with the artwork and stuff. Let's take a look at it, and we'll be back. This game takes place over 5 turns, and after each turn there's going to be scoring. So after the first turn, A and B will score, then A and C, and each of these things up here, A, B, C, and D, will score 3 times over the course of the game. Now there's a lot of different things to score, tiles for scoring, that are included, so every game is going to be completely different. Like this one here gives 1 point for every sheep you have. This one picks your largest lake, and you get 2 points for every tile part of that lake. This gives 5 points to whoever has the most ships, 2 points to the second most. This gives you 1 point for every enclosed space. This one gives you 1 point for different roads that connect to your main spot. This gives you points for enclosed mountains. So there's all different types that you can get points for, but you're going to pick 4 of them, and that's it for the whole game. Now, during each round, what players are doing is they're trying to build their clan area. And they have one tile here that's going to start their clan area. So you can see this tile, and this is a good tile because at the beginning of each turn, this tile is going to provide you with 5 money, because money is a pretty critical resource over this game. You will also get money if for some reason you have any whiskey barrels attached to your castle by roads, then you will get 1 coin for each of those. Now you're going to be putting tiles out in this game, and you have to connect sea to sea, grass to grass, and mountain to mountain. You do not have to worry about whether roads connect or not. Roads can run into something. For example, this mountain tile can go like that, and that road can end, and that's fine as long as it's mountain to mountain. But how do you get tiles? Each turn, players are going to place 3 tiles that they draw from a bag behind their screen. They're going to look at these tiles and decide, do they want these tiles? What are they going to do with these tiles? They're going to put this token behind one of the tiles. That's a tile that you're going to discard. The other tiles, they must put at least 1 coin behind them, but they can put more than that if they want to. Maybe I want to put 4 here, or 5, or 10, or 15. Let's just hang out with 4. Once they're done with this, after everyone's done this, everyone reveals, and then each person will discard the tile where they put this token at. So there's 2 tiles in front of each player. Then, starting with the start player for that round, each player has the opportunity to buy 1 tile from another player. Let's say you really want this tile. You then would give me 4, that's the price for it, and I would take my money and your money, and you get the tile. Or this one, you'd give me 1, and I would take 1 plus the 1 you gave me. If no one takes my tiles after everyone goes around, then I get to keep them, but the amount of money that I have there, I have to pay the bank. So you could get 3 tiles, you could get 1 tile. You're going to get at least 1 probably if you buy it from someone else, and possibly the tiles that you have in front of you. Once you have these tiles, you will then add them to your area, like I just was talking about. And then when you're finished with that, then we go over here and see what scores each round. Players will mark their scores and continue, and this will happen. The only differences between number of rounds is at the end of round 3, you get a coin for every person who's in front of you. Or at the end of round 4, you get 2 coins for every person in front of you, and 3 coins for every person in front of you at the beginning of round 5. At the end of the game, every extra 5 coins you have is worth a victory point, and you will also score for little scrolls that you have. Some of the tiles have scrolls on them. Like this one here gives me 1 point for every cow. If the region, this is a grassy region, is completely finished, then that will score double for me. So I'd get 2 points for every cow at the end of the game. I'll add up all those points, plus any points I've accumulated during the game, and whoever has the most points is the winner. Now, your first thought when you see this may be Carcassonne, but that is only a very minor part of the game and how you place the tiles. You just basically place them so they fit. You might be trying to score different things and how they're placed, but a lot of the scoring tiles don't really care how they're placed, like the most ships or 1 point for every sheep. That doesn't matter. Now, enclosed areas is important. You want to enclose as many areas as you can, but since you don't have to connect roads, it's not as big of a deal. Where the meat of the game is in pricing the tiles that you have. And in fact, this reminds me of another game that I enjoy with the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, because this has a very similar thing here, where you're putting a price on something and saying, hey, this is what I'm willing to pay. Are you willing to pay that? If so, then please give me the money and I'll get more money the next turn. If not, I'll pay it myself. See, you want people to buy your tiles, but not really. But eventually they're going to, because they're going to have more money than you do. And money can kind of flow back and forth in this game. It can be a very tight resource, or you might have a lot of it, and it is easy to fall behind in the race for money. And sometimes you will want to stay in last place just so that you get more money from the players in front of you on the later rounds. What I like about the game is the diversity in the different scoring things. I mean, there's so many included in the game. The actual number itself of the different tiles, there's 16 of them, and you're only going to use 1/4 of those each game. And even if you use 4 different ones, that's 4 completely different games, but you're going to have different ones every time. And then several of the tiles themselves also have scoring on them, so you're going to be kind of changing your strategy as the game goes by. Sure, you might say, ooh, let's start out by getting rum barrels, because that's a way to get more money coming into my kingdom each turn. And also the different things will score at different phases of the game, like the one that's in slot A is done after round 4. So in the 5th round, you don't even care about that one anymore. All this might make the game sound heavier than it is, and I don't wish to do that. It's a medium weight game. It's, trying to gauge how much someone else is willing to pay you for something and maybe making it a little bit pricier than that so that you can buy it without going bankrupt yourself and leaving you with enough money to buy other people's tiles. I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I thought that the tile building thing was fun, but I was more interested in the buying and selling and economics, and I also thought that the game provided different types of scoring, but at the same time didn't outlast its welcome. It's a solid little game. Certainly, if you like tile laying at all, and if you like some, like economic type systems, this is one you might be interested in. Isle of Skye. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
There.